Do you know why French pastries are so loved worldwide? What makes them more than just delicious? French pastries are an art form, a testament to centuries of innovation, creativity, and skill. In this video we will explore the fascinating journey of French pastries, from their humble beginnings in ancient civilizations to the dazzling confections we enjoy today. Let's take a deep dive into the sweet history of French pastries and discover how they evolved to become a symbol of culture, luxury, and artistry. The beginnings, simple foundations. The story of French pastries started long before France became the pastry capital of the world. In ancient Egypt, bread was the foundation of the diet. Egyptians were already experimenting with simple forms of pastry, like flatbreads and cakes, using honey and dates for sweetness. These early pastries were simple but showed that humans were fascinated by the idea of transforming flour, butter, and other ingredients into something special. As centuries passed, the art of pastry making spread across the globe. From Egypt to ancient Greece and Rome, bakers refined their skills, using ovens and new ingredients like spices and sugars. It was in the Renaissance period that pastry making truly began to blossom into an art form, with pastry chefs creating not just food but spectacular works of art for kings and queens. The birth of French pastries. By the time pastry reached France, it had already evolved from a basic sustenance food into a treat for the wealthy. French pastries were initially influenced by Italian chefs during the Renaissance, who brought with them new techniques and recipes. As French chefs experimented with these techniques, they began to refine and perfect them, making pastry not just an indulgence but an essential part of French culture. In the 16th century, a key moment in the history of French pastry occurred when Catherine de Médicis' personal chef invented the choux pastry. This was a game-changer as it led to the creation of iconic French pastries like éclairs and cream puffs. The light and airy texture of choux pastry became a staple in French pâtisseries and is still loved today. The rise of the patissiers, masters of craft. By the 18th century, French pastry chefs, known as patissiers, were highly regarded for their skill and artistry. During the French Revolution, pastry making became more accessible to the public, and the demand for high-quality pastries grew. As the country's culinary scene flourished, the art of pastry making evolved from something reserved for royalty to a craft that anyone could enjoy. The 19th century saw the birth of some of the most famous French pastries that are still enjoyed today. From the flaky croissant, which became a symbol of French breakfast culture, to the elegant macaron, French pastry chefs were shaping the world's culinary landscape with their innovations. Modern day, a global phenomenon. In today's world, French pastries are not just popular in France, they have become a global phenomenon. With more than 35,000 patisseries across France, the industry has grown to employ over 180,000 people, and its reach has expanded far beyond the borders of France. The advent of social media, reality TV baking shows, and food blogs has helped spread the magic of French pastry making to all corners of the globe. Pastry chefs like Cédric Grolet and Christophe Michalak have brought modern twists to classic pastries, using social media to share their creations with millions of fans. The beauty and creativity of their work have elevated French pastry to new heights, turning it into a form of art that is not only delicious but visually stunning. These pastry chefs are not just following recipes, they are creating new experiences, mixing flavors, textures, and designs to wow the senses. Iconic French pastries. What makes French pastries so special? It's the delicate balance between tradition and innovation. From the delicate millefeuille, Napoleon, to the rich opera cake, French pastries are known for their layers of flavor, textures, and complexity. One of the most famous pastries, the macaron, has become a symbol of French luxury and craftsmanship. Made from ground almonds, egg whites, and sugar, this simple yet sophisticated treat comes in countless flavors, from classic raspberry to exotic lavender. Another iconic French pastry is the Tarte Tatin, an upside-down caramelized apple tart. Legend has it that this pastry was accidentally created by the Tatin sisters in the late 19th century, and it has since become a beloved classic. Whether it's the perfect croissant or a decadent chocolate chaud paired with a pain au chocolate, French pastries continue to inspire and captivate pastry lovers worldwide. The role of pastry in French culture. In France, pastries are not just food, they are part of the national identity. They represent the country's rich cultural heritage and its dedication to perfection. Pastries are enjoyed at all times of the day, from breakfast to dessert, and they are a central feature of celebrations and special occasions. The French take their pastries seriously, with patissiers dedicating years of training to perfecting their craft. The process of creating French pastries is an intricate one, requiring precision, patience, and passion. Every detail, from the layering of butter in a croissant to the delicate design on a tartelette, reflects the artistry of the pastry chef. Today, French pastry chefs are blending tradition with innovation, using seasonal ingredients and modern techniques to create new pastry experiences. Some pastry chefs are even focusing on sustainability, sourcing local and organic ingredients to ensure that their pastries not only taste good but are good for the environment. French pastry as art. What sets French pastries apart from others around the world is their artistry. Pastry making in France is seen as a form of creative expression, where flavor, texture, and appearance all come together in a masterpiece. French pastry chefs have elevated their craft to a level of sophistication that goes beyond just making a sweet treat. They are creating edible works of art that tell a story, evoke emotions, and leave a lasting impression on the people who enjoy them. One pastry chef who has become synonymous with this artistic approach is Cédric Grolet. Known for his sculptural fruit-based desserts and intricate pastry designs, Grolet's creations are a blend of modern art and pastry-making excellence. He has captured the attention of pastry lovers around the world, and his Instagram following continues to grow, as fans eagerly await his next stunning creation. The future of French pastries. What does the future hold for French pastries? While the art of pastry making is deeply rooted in tradition, the future is all about creativity and sustainability. As chefs continue to push the boundaries of what's possible with pastry, we can expect to see new flavors, textures, and designs that challenge our understanding of what a pastry can be. Sustainability is also becoming an important consideration in the pastry world. With more chefs focusing on locally sourced, organic ingredients, French pastries are evolving to reflect a growing awareness of environmental issues. From farm-to-table bakeries to eco-friendly packaging, the future of French pastry will be as delicious as it is responsible. French pastries are more than just food, they are a reflection of centuries of history, innovation, and artistry. From their humble beginnings in ancient Egypt to the glamorous creations of today, pastries have evolved into a symbol of culture and craftsmanship. Whether it's the light layers of a croissant or the delicate elegance of a macaron, French pastries will continue to delight and inspire for generations to come. If you've enjoyed this sweet journey through the evolution of French pastries, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more delicious content. Who knows? Maybe you'll be inspired to try baking your French pastry at home. See you in the next video.